You take the Martian, you take Gothic, you put them together, you've got Martian Gothic. Let's go. Hello! Welcome to the Halloween game dungeon. This is a game I've been wanting to get through for a very long time. I've tried to before, but something happened. No, not that. I'm not sure what that's about. Yeah, see, that's the thing. This game is loaded with mystery.
I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space, were it not that I have bad dreams.
What?
4 centuries have passed since those words were written.
Oh, it's
We have
Hamlet.
begun to penetrate infinite space, bounded in our little nutshell spacecraft. But we still have our bad dreams. I can sense them, coming across the midnight of space, can read the cryptic circuitry of their ship,
2019.
decipher all the codes of fear in the hearts of its crew of 3.
This is a documentary.
I wish I could tell them that all will be well, that the future, after all, is not so terrible. But that is not in my nature.
Same here.
They're very near now, the 3 in the ship. I know each name, each individual pain. Khan, Matlock, Kenzo. 3 are coming. Only 2 will leave. The bad dreams will always be with us. And now and again, dreams come true.
This is Kenzo Uji. Enigma Mission Log 9:12 a.m. June 17th, 2019. I've just crash-landed Zeus 19 within 2 kilometers of Vita Base. The base directional beacon was out of operation.
Okay, he's getting technical. To sum it up, we're on Mars. We have a base and everything, but something went wrong. Everything's gone silent for 10 months, with the last transmission saying, "Don't come here." But if you do come here, stay alone, stay alive. That's kind of an odd way to say stay separated for your own safety. We're given no reason why or anything. Even now, I've played part of this and I still don't know what's going on. This is so up my alley and might currently be the biggest game mystery I've been wanting to get to the bottom of. And that's what I hope to do tonight. So Earth sent 3 astronauts to investigate. They almost died on entry, their landers trashed, and they almost ran out of oxygen. So everything is riding on this Mars base. And keeping with the stay alone theme, all 3 entered different airlocks, and we're going to have to coordinate and cooperate to find out what's going on. And an interesting gameplay aspect is you can swap between them at any time. In fact, you can even do it in the opening credits. If you wait for everybody to explain what happens, you end up with Karn here. But you can just take over the controls at any point. That's kind of neat. And before we get going, I'd like to mention this game was kind of a crash landing for me too. I mean, first off, I installed 2 separate patches, then a fan-made patch on top of that, but whoops! Looks like I didn't register my ADPCM codec. Boy, I'm glad this crap is documented. There's a whole lot of games there's no help on. Now, I could have run this on a virtual machine for less drama, but damn it, I like my anti-aliasing. Especially on a game like this, and I'm not gonna get that there. Now, if you just use regular anti-aliasing, you get this number. Yeah, been a while since I've seen this. My memory may be wrong, but back in the old days, I think you used to be able to fix this with a texture alignment slider included in the control panel. That went away a long time ago. I don't know if it's even possible to tweak that now. Though, truth be told, I'm kind of glad we don't need to manually set the texture alignment in our damn games now. God, I love having standards. I wish that sort of thing happened more. So that's out, but Nvidia has an alternate super sampling mode, and that works. But that also blurs everything. No, damn it. I even tried running the PlayStation version on an emulator, but then the background textures are lower resolution. We kinda want all we can get for a game like this. Oh, and the PlayStation version has a different menu theme. Why does this keep happening? I finally landed on DG Voodoo to upscale the bastard. But don't use their anti-aliasing either, because then we're back to waffle graphics. I swear, wanting clean image quality on computer games is just swimming upstream. But I made it. We're here now. Let's go. And yes, we have tank controls.
Yes!
Yeah, nothing says you're in for a good time more than that. More on that later. So it starts off and we're going nowhere fast.
Door malfunction. Computer override required.
Hey, the decontam door is malfunctioning. Can't get into the goddamn base.
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
No problem. Let's switch to somebody else.
Door malfunction. Computer override required.
What's wrong with this bloody door? Could someone get me out of here?
The decontam doors should have a general bypass on the computer. I'll try and get you out.
Pressure's on, Kenzo. The entire mission rests on you. That's some big talk saying you're gonna free everybody when we don't even know if you can get out of the airlock. Yeah, he can. We're good.
Is anyone around? Anyone alive? Or dead? If you're dead, don't answer.
Yeah, Kenzo is full of jokes that fall flat. This won't be the last. I get the feeling he had aspirations to be a stand-up comedian, but couldn't hack it, so he became an astronaut instead. A common tale. In fact, all our astronauts are kind of plain. But you know what? That's fine. I don't want drama from my astronauts. Calm under pressure. That's what I want to see here. Sealed door? Yep, there it is.
If anyone here was alive, would they have left the corpse lying in a corridor?
That's an excellent conclusion, Kenzo. It's kind of worse if the answer is yes. And come on, you know he's gonna get up. You know it. Yep, there's another one. When's it gonna happen? If he wasn't gonna get up, he wouldn't be rendered out in 3D.
Well, call me a techno-zen hippie, and I've been called that before. But there's a dead man hovering in front of me in the Boulevard Saint-Michel. I can hear him speak. In my mind.
See, I feel like he never gave up the stand-up comedy dream. That started off weak, but then he started going somewhere with it. If that was his full joke on stage, I would be confused, but I would clap.
Are you on something, Kenzo?
Kenzo's high on life. And you see what I mean already about not being sure what's going on in this game. Doors locked, of course. I'm not gonna touch the floating corpse. I like to enjoy my calm before the storm. And of course, Kenzo doesn't tell us what the guy said to him. Though my track record of questioning the undead has gone pretty badly on this show, so I probably shouldn't ask questions I don't want the answer to. This is an impressively decorated hallway for a space base. I hadn't thought of it, but maybe people would try to make it seem more homey if they're going to be spending a long time here. I can't decide if this feels more like a disaster or just party aftermath. There's a lot of drinking cups. And we find a clue! That's sufficiently ominous. You could write, I'm in the mood, in a lot of places to throw people off. And we keep the note as inventory. We have quite a bit of inventory, actually. The astronauts saw it fit to take a lot of crap with them. Kenzo brought some fruit. Was he growing that on the ship?
It wasn't as fresh as it looked.
Matlock brought lipstick. Who's she trying to impress out here? Karn brought a silver bullet. I guess that could be a keepsake. I'm just so used to thinking of how it can cost thousands of dollars for every ounce you send up into space.
Wrapper from an old-maid country cottage candy bar. I could lick off what's left, but I'm not that kind of guy.
Every day I fight the temptation. I must remain vigilant. Well, this is a dead end. That means it's time to start searching the bodies. They're gonna jump at me, I know it. Nothing, nothing. Orange key card, there we go. Into the director's office. A lot of Renaissance paintings for a Mars base. What's on the computer? A transmission. It's pretty vague, just says they released all the evil on Mars.
You should designate Mars a quarantine planet, but I know you won't. If you send a manned craft, warn the crew. Stay alone. Stay alive. And for God...
So that's where it came from. Sounds like something else pretty important got cut out. Oh well. There's a lot of articles on the computer. Okay, we got part of an answer. Looks like that meteor in the intro was real. Rock Allen Hills 8401. Here's the real thing. Apparently the real one didn't contain bacteria fossils, but bacteria-like fossils. And it's not clear if this is evidence of extraterrestrial life or not. Cool, I didn't know that. There's some other info here. Apparently this is a corporate base with the primary goal of discovering evidence of life on Mars. Now that doesn't sound very profitable, but apparently the corporate line is this to advance efforts to terraform Mars. That would be very profitable, but I'm not sure that's possible. I mean, Mars doesn't have the gravity to hold an atmosphere for that, does it? I don't know, but I could see a CEO not understanding that and scientists happy to take the funding. Mars base ho! The rest of this is Mars facts, politics, and we have neural interface computers now. Not sure I would trust that. Door control, there we go. Override. Now we're cooking. Ah, I knew it! Come on, go, go, go! Open the door! Open the door, open it! Ah! Get off! I'm mashing everything! Oh my god, I have to turn around. Damn it! Good, she had her fill. Yep, it's happening. This is bad. I'm gonna hide back in the airlock. The thing is, I have no defense. Well, that's not entirely true. There is an unarmed attack move. You wanna see it? Here it is. I'm dead meat. I need a gun. I found an audio log, System Shock style, where guns are mentioned.
I can still hear gunfire. Earth Control should never have shipped those weapons in.
And guess what? Matlock is strapped. It was right in her airlock locker. A pistol and 96 rounds. So that says to me, she's not getting out anytime soon. I always find it kind of funny when a space base has a lot of guns and it's not because of aliens, just in case. Yeah, that's a priority. Gotta make sure our astronauts are packing. I mean, who are they gonna use them on? You kind of need your act together to be an astronaut in the first place. Okay, I'm just repeating Rama now. Karn, you're up. He's not attacked immediately. That's great. I'm being nitpicky, but was it the right move for Karn to wear all his military medals on his uniform out in space? Every ounce counts and nobody here cares. Lots of bodies waiting for me. This is making me nervous. Well, I found a green key card, but there's no door around that needs one. But there was earlier.
Green tag required.
Well, keeping with our stay alone theme, the base conveniently has pneumatic tubes all over the place where we can transfer items. Aha! And no, of course Matlock does not have one in her room. So still, no gun. Now Kenzo needs to run back to the drop tube. Damn it. Oh, by the way, I didn't do a cut here. This is exactly how it went down in the game. It likes to jump straight to those attack animations. I'm kind of boxed in here. I just can't turn fast enough. This is... Moving on. Okay, open the green door. The bathroom. Why would this need a key card?
The washroom. It smells of something. And it isn't roses.
Kenzo keeping his wits sharp. It's a jackpot. Here we find a passcode, key card, toilet scrubber. This opens up options. Here you go, Karn. That opens up a study and another zombie just sitting there. I don't know. I think I'm going to put the odds that this zombie is going to get up at about 100%. And another computer. I forgot to mention, the computer is where you save your game and also contains a kind of short radio play.
The outer monster of the inner ring is on its way across the Martian surface to kick our butts, but good. Maybe you'd better stay out of the way. You being a woman and all. When the outer monster gets here, we're gonna be in deep shoe polish.
Listen, Rock Harding, as a 19-year-old modern independent woman who is top-notch government scientist and karate expert, I strongly object to your gender stereotyping, which has no place in the second decade of the 21st century.
This goes on a while. And guess what? You have limited saves. 2 saves. That's pretty stingy. The last computer only had 2 saves too. And it felt like I went through a lot in between the two. Plus, what a great place to save my game. Right next to some zombie woman chomping on me. Wait, I heard a noise. Is that him? Yes, it is. No, don't turn it like that. That's too much. Oh my God. Oh, so close. Boy, I can't wait to save my game again. Onto the Arboretum. This looks pretty cool. Still feeling the paranoia about everybody coming to life. Okay, now I got confused by this guy because he left a suicide note about blowing his brains out, but then I didn't find a gun on him. Also some note about an altar to the ancient Karakarak and denying its color for life, you know. I kind of feel robbed here not having that gun and whoa. Once again, I did not do a cut here. Look, they transported me partially across the screen to make that happen. In here, there's a thing. Can I walk along the edges to... Oh, no, I can't do that. I feel like we could have used some sound there. Like a scream and a music sting. No? Oh, listen, that crackling is still playing into the menu. Does it go away when I load? Yes, it does. Well, I'm actually stuck. I felt like there was a flow going, but no, dead end. What did I miss? Oh, wow. I checked for hints. I wasn't thorough enough in the bathroom. I checked all the stalls, the body, the tanning bed. I did not check around the corner for the lockers. I did not think there was an entrance there. And it turns out the tanning guy had the gun all along. He dropped it when he got up. Well, that's good news, but that's also bad news because it means a bullet to the head doesn't cut it. Are we operating on Return of the Living Dead rules here? Shooting them in the head does nothing?
I thought you said if we destroyed the brain, it'd die. It worked in the movie! Well, it ain't working now, Frank. You mean the movie line?
Well, he went down the first time, didn't he? Well, now we have a gun. And the zombies have stuff on them. Now I can send this to the others. Damn it. Yeah, gotta love the blind corners. But this is good. I'm opening up new areas, finding more items, investigating, and I can defend myself. This is finally feeling like it clicks.
Dartboard. One of them Brit games. Never played it, never will.
Somebody had a bad time in the UK. There's a music box playing Three Blind Mice. Yeah, rub it in. Wait, I shot him 2 minutes ago. Yep, that's right. You don't kill zombies in this game. All you do is put them down for a minute or two, and even that takes 5 or 6 shots. You can't aim to get a headshot either. You can only fire on one axis for the most part. Yeah, this is really a microcosm of the game right here. In order to use the pneumatic tube, I had to shoot a zombie 5 times that I already shot 5 times just a couple minutes ago. Then I went into the study to shoot another zombie 5 times in order to save my game, and that was my last save. And even though I've saved my game here, that's not good enough. Because that zombie is going to get back up in a minute or two, and I can't be in the same room with him. See, when you switch characters, that doesn't pause the game for others. So unless I park all characters in a safe place, they're going to get killed while I'm controlling somebody else, and there's not a lot of safe places on the base. Right now, the clearest option is the airlock I came in on, which is a significant hike back through zombie country. I'm an hour or 2 into this, and there's still no safe place to save my game. You know, I really was enjoying the game for a little bit there. I think that might be over. I mean, this game is clearly copying Resident Evil. I've heard people describe Dead Space as Resident Evil in space. No, Resident Evil 4 in space, maybe. This is Resident Evil in space. Or Mars, I guess. I mean, we've got the tank controls, dramatic camera angles, limited saves. Christ, I'm glad that's a trend that didn't catch on. Well, one thing it didn't copy is how the save room was a nice, safe place to calm down, figure out what you're doing, listen to nice music. No, screw that. This is Martian Gothic. We don't have pansy save rooms here. We have zombies that glitch attack you. Go to hell. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's not that bad so far, but I think I see where we're going. Let's find out. Through all this, I got the code to release Matlock. So let's see if she saves us.
Red tag required. Blue tag required. Gray tag required. Blue tag required.
I think Matlock has her work cut out for her. But she does have a safe room with a pneumatic tube, storage locker, and 5 save slots. Okay, trying to win me back.
I think this is Sterile 1, one of the 2 sterilization chambers that protect against bacterial infection. No need to use the antibacterial sprays.
Yeah, sterile. Ooh, lots of keys.
I thought Kenzo had released all the decontamined doors, so why is this one shut?
Yeah, why is this door still shut? That is so weird. From here, it's a staggering level of hallway running, finding items, ferrying them to the right place, and just inventory management. And zombies. Mostly that other stuff, but the zombies will kill you. I hate having my inventory clogged so much and not knowing what's valuable or who should have what item. It really compounds how much time I spend on this. So that's not fun, but I found myself liking the puzzling side of things. Figuring out which route I should take to get what item to what player is kind of fun, and I actually found myself enjoying stashing things more than I thought. See, when you have useless items or papers you read once, usually, you need to unload them somewhere, and I would be on the lookout for places to stash them. It made me feel like a reverse kleptomaniac. It would be like if I came to your house, then later after I left, you discovered a chewed up pencil, some grocery receipts, a soda can. So I found this fun if I knew I needed an item or not and who it was for. If I have no idea if an item has value, that's when it gets ugly because there's not enough space for all that crap. Or even if I do find the space, it might be in a dangerous spot. Or I may not remember where I put it. The computer even has a registry of all items in all storage units. So you just need to casually browse through 50 locations and try to remember which scrap of paper was the important one, and where these names correspond to. They're not all listed on your map. Problem is, the stakes are a little too high. If I stash an item in an area, then later realize I need it, it could be a gauntlet running back to go get it, and then I'm expending a lot of ammo to get there and back. I mean, look at these hallways. You're not going to be dodging these zombies. Okay, it may not look so bad on camera, but in terms of gameplay, we may as well be sumo wrestlers. Trust me, dodging zombies is a very, very high-risk maneuver in this game. You have to shoot them. It's only okay in wide open spaces, not many of those. Now you can safely run by them as they're getting up, but then they're up. I'm feeling the stress. Well, now we have a hacksaw, and this might be the only horror game I've played where it's being used for its intended purpose. We have to cut this metal chain to get into the shed. And my Resident Evil instincts are kicking in, so I'm trying not to use any more ammo than necessary. So since this is the one spot to actually evade the zombie, let's evade him. Okay, cut the chain, but he's gaining on us. Let's do another lap. Yeah, bring him out here. Okay, back to the shed, grab the stuff. I think that's it. Let's go. Go, go, go. No, damn it. You know, there is an anti-grapple move, and all I can say is sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. No, don't kick. What are you doing? Oh my God, get off. Holy shit, he killed me. He bites a lot harder. That wouldn't have happened with the other zombies. Oh no. I was rationing my saves. Do you know how far that set me back? Well, I guess I do. I've been recording. 35 minutes. That's 35 minutes with hints, not just blind wandering. I lost 35 minutes from trying to save 6 bullets because I was scared I'd need them later. I guess I can't shoot them if I'm dead. Now, you might think I'm being reckless, but I have limited saves. I'm gonna need them more later. I said I've played part of this before. I've forgotten a lot, but it gets worse. It gets worse. This is still the honeymoon. Oh, wow. Well, I'll spare you the details, but this game plays dirty, so do I. When I was trying to fix the waffle vision, I stumbled across a way to hex edit your saves and change the available number. Done. We're doing that. Yes, this number is much more to my liking. This may be cheating, but it doesn't feel like it. Okay, I'm amped up. I want revenge. Jumping way ahead. Die, die, die. No more bullet rationing. Got the sprayer. Matlock's gonna fill it up with hydrochloric acid for me. Let's give the thing a misting. It didn't like that.
I like the way you screamed.
Badass. In here, there's a crawling thing. Great. Let's grab this gear and go.
Air warning. Red alert status. 5 minutes remaining before human life unsustainable.
What? Yeah, see, this is why I'm using hints. This is another one of those moments I don't want to learn by trial and error. A walkthrough said the air is clogging up, so we need to fix this in 5 minutes or everybody dies. So we have to shut down the fan via the computer, then scrub it because of course we know to have brought the toilet scrubber with us, then turn it back on. That's this whole game in a nutshell. Not impossible if you know to do that, but Jesus, figuring that out with all this pressure? Not fun. Okay, we have a problem. I'm trying to use the computer, but it's giving me an audio log. Normally I can use the computer, then listen to them? Why is the game making me wait to listen through this when it just told me everyone will die in 5 minutes unless I act quickly? I don't have time for this. Why can't I skip it and listen afterwards? Great, sleepyhead's awake. That helps. Now, I actually stumbled into a safe zone with the AI. More on that later. Yeah, I'm putting off a lot of stuff in this episode. We're all gonna die in 5 minutes if I don't. Oh, beautiful. Great positioning. Gotta love static camera angles. Okay, I'm finding nothing to interact with by the fan. I can't see what direction I'm facing anymore. I think I'm just gonna have to listen through the audio recording. Come on, come on, come on. Are you kidding me? There's a second report? You know, I really can't focus on the story if it's actively blocking me from surviving the game. Jesus, finally, save game. This is already off the rails. Oh, look at that. I must have missed this one when I cheated. I get 8 saves in this room by default. How generous. I have 8 saves inside this chamber with a countdown and 2 headcrabs and a zombie running around. Plus the Arboretum zombies and the hallway zombies just to get here. And here I was complaining. My cup runneth over. Okay, turn off the fan. Start scrubbing. Damn it, there's still nothing to interact with here. Am I in the wrong spot? Okay, here's another spot. This looks pretty grimy. How do I clean this? There's still nothing to interact with, and these damn crawlers keep coming for me. Oh-ho! A hard game lock! Wow, I'm surprised the recording software caught this. What a great day. Looks like this was indeed a damn good place to save my game. And now there's no excuse not to have unlimited saves. None. Okay, try again. Still nothing. Oh, of course. I had to approach the completely symmetrical fan from the opposite angle. Silly me. There it is. Clean the fan, turn it back on. The headcrab stabs me on the way out for good luck and decides Z buffers are for losers. We did it. The base is safe. For now. Kenzo, back to you. We finally learned the mystery of the hovering dead guy. If we approach him, he shoves us. So if we shoot him, he gets down to come kill us, now acts like every other zombie. So, no, I guess we didn't learn anything. Though a tape recorder on him makes him sound like he was a chipper guy.
I'm young, I'm going for it. I made a good start. I just know I'm gonna have a great time here on Mars.
The moral to that story is don't trust Mars. Now, we need to head to the main computer, but there's a breach. We have a respirator to buy us some time, and we seal the breach with an inflatable pool toy. Yeah, that ought to do it. Looks nice and stable. No chunks of jagged metal,
Groovy.
Huh. So who do you think says it better, Kenzo or Ash? Inside is the main computer and an actual AI. Her name's Mood, and she lives up to it. First, she pretends to be a recording, then gives us a lot of vague, non-committal answers to all our questions. This isn't really helpful for the plot at all. And before she even does that, she wants more power. So Matlock has to make a bomb to open up a door to access the power using nitroglycerin, and I'm impressed the game won't let you run while holding it so you don't die. Yes, what a great idea this is. Setting off a bomb on a Mars base to open up a door and nothing else. Oh damn, I wasn't fast enough. Oh, she's alright. Actually, I've heard that if an explosion is powerful enough to send you flying like that, then you're already dead, because then it's powerful enough to rupture your organs too. Maybe she tripped. Inside, we can't turn on the computer because we need handprint authorization. Yeah, I think we knew the game wasn't going to let that hacksaw get off clean. You have to go cut the hand off the technician. Even though you'd think their mutant jagged claws might cause some problems there.
What am I doing? This is really horrible.
The horror. Now, I would be upset with the game that we have the option to hack off the body limbs and we're not cutting off the heads of the roaming zombies everywhere, but they seem to be regenerating themselves, so that probably wouldn't help. They could be like starfish. So this game gets a pass. Resident Evil 3 does not. I was ready to cut off the Nemesis's head by the third encounter or so. I mean, he's just going to come back. Cut off the head. Okay, use the hand, replace the panel. Ooh. And of course the zombie comes to life in this safe room too. Mood plays head games with us, and then we interface, entering some Japanese garden with peaceful music playing. And da-da-da, we raise the bulkheads. I'm sure this will make our lives easier. Alright, I think everybody wants to see this. Up until now, our team has been cut off from each other. So what's this stay alone thing all about? Is it just a bunch of talk? Well, let's find out. I'll send Karn through the bulkhead and have him meet up with Kenzo in the computer room. Hey, buddy. Okay, it was not a bluff. That was good advice. We should stay separated. I'm quite confused though. I guess we morphed into some sort of monster? Why the hell was Matlock involved? She was halfway across the base in the chem lab in a sealed door. You know, I'm getting this image in my head. You know how in Seinfeld, Kramer is always walking into Seinfeld's apartment like he owns the place? Well, if this was a Seinfeld episode, he would walk in and say, "Hey, Jerry." Blah, blah. So, this opens up new areas, and it's a similar pattern to the one we've been following, but there's just more monsters. Any zombie that hasn't woken up yet needs to get with the program, and those crawlers are in the main hallways now. This base is a freaking jungle. I'm having to really think tactically because going anywhere is such an ordeal. I need to make sure I have enough ammo to get there and back and figure out where to park my character and make sure I don't have to double back or forget something. At this point, I don't see how you play this game without a walkthrough and maintain your sanity. Look at this crap. This guy takes 7 shots to kill now, and as soon as he goes down, he's back up again. You'd think he's doing push-ups. Then another 7 to put him down for, I don't know, 2 minutes? It doesn't matter, he's gonna get back up when I come back through here. Yep, see, there I go, trying to dodge, not taking my own advice. Okay, let's have that tank control talk. It's your standard setup, but it has all these little things that get me killed in the heat of combat. For example, if you hold down the run button without pressing forward, that locks your left and right controls so you can't move. You also can't run with your pistol out. You have to remember to switch back to lowering it first, then run. If you're already walking and press run, there's about a second delay before you actually start running. So really, it's faster to stop immediately than run from that position if you press the run key first, not forward. If you press the button to aim down, that makes you aim down, but if you press it again, that makes you shoot. and if you press it without your gun drawn, it kicks you to the menu. Why? There is no reload button. But if you go to the menu, you can do it there if you want. Plus, I want to say sometimes the buttons just don't register, especially if you're doing multiple things. But the worst is how the zombies will frequently reorient you during their attack, so it almost locks you into certain areas. The point is, these controls plus the tight hallways get very awkward. Now, that actually raises the suspense because you can't walk and turn as competently as even a toddler, but it doesn't feel great. Oh, and let's talk about the AI. The AI is mostly fine, but what the game expects of you isn't. Okay, if an enemy sees you on screen, he goes for you. That I understand. If you cross a door, the enemy usually won't follow you in. That's not so realistic, but it's easy to understand, plus then the devs didn't have to worry about timing with the doors and so on. The issue is there are all these hidden zones where if you stand, the AI, or at least some AIs, won't find you, and you really, really need these in this game. For example, a hallway here. The zombie will follow me up to a point, then give up. And I'm safe in this corner here, even though I have no reason whatsoever to assume I would be. That's what was going on in the fan room earlier. The zone behind the computer appears to be safe? Why would I think to try that? I wouldn't. So much of the game balance depends on you finding these zones. I think by trial and error. And it will change over time too. For example, this is a safe zone. Nothing can hurt me here. But later, nope, the floating zombie's a threat. This used to be safe. Nope, now it isn't. And the behavior isn't consistent. One trick is to lure this zombie over here when you kill him because he won't reactivate unless you step near him. Now you can walk here freely. Awesome. So I did the same thing with this zombie. I lured him around the corner, killed him, so that I could use this pneumatic tube in peace. That's very helpful. The problem is, oops, I swapped out to someone else and now he's chomping on my neck because he got up on his own, turned the corner, then found me. And even then, the zombies seem to have certain zones, but these crawling bastards will follow you corridor after corridor. It's like the game's balanced around exploits. Why not just have safe rooms and ones that aren't? The combat still sucks because the shots don't always work. Look at this. This is a miss? These shots are missing? Well, he's not going for me, that's something. Just how close do I have to be to get him? What? I can clip through him? Damn it! Oh, yeah, some of the head crabs shoot green crap that poison you now, and this poison is no joke. It'll drain you fast. It made me kind of paranoid about being poisoned without knowing it. There's finite antitoxin too, and not a lot. Without a walkthrough, this poison could really wreck your game. Oh, and I was wrong. The head crabs will follow you straight through the doors. That's nice. Blah, blah, blah. As for the story, we learn the dead are colorblind. Okay. There's not really a good... Oh, another hard freeze! Oh my god. Okay, I looked it up. Apparently my 3 patches and sound fix weren't enough. There's a bug where you have to set the affinity of the process so it's using the right CPU core. Alright, fine. Okay, since I did this, most of the time it's okay, but I am seeing some slowdowns now. Shooting zombies especially. I think it's the blood sprites doing it. Wow, this takes me back. It's been a long time since I've seen my machine choke on transparent sprites. I guess my CPU isn't up to snuff for this powerhouse of a game. I have almost nothing else running and it's recording using the GPU. It's fighting with Windows for that core that badly, huh? I mean, my system isn't state-of-the-art, but the CPU is 14 years newer than this game. You'd think it could handle it. Christ. I may turn this back off, I'll see. And here we have an example of something I hate in games that's still going on today, so I guess some people like it, and that's having an impossible situation unless you have pre-existing knowledge. Okay, I need to open this bay door. This place is at the tail end of the base, not near any save points. It takes a lot to get here. If I open this door, well, watch. See, there's no way to know that's coming. The only way to do this is to be completely turned around the second you open the switch, then run back the other way. You can't learn that in-game without dying first. And it was a real pain in the ass to get all the way over here to have the honor of dying first to learn that. But if you know what to do, it's not that bad. I hate this kind of gameplay design. I see it as wasting your time. I mean, if the game wants to kill me for laughs, that's fine. But then the stakes shouldn't be so high. There shouldn't be half an hour riding at what amounts to a sucker punch death.
Warning. Acute bacterial infection identified in 3 human hosts. The human hosts must isolate themselves immediately.
Oh my god. Is the computer saying we're infected? We've become infected with bacteria in this base? How did this happen? We open up the kitchen and holy cow, it's a survivor. He's been surviving off base rations and maybe cannibalism? He keeps it vague for us. He can't stop scratching his ass and mutters a lot of nonsense, but could be a lot worse having survived 10 months in this environment, really. Okay, maybe not. Now he's floating and a voice is saying the Iraq are everywhere and are inviting us to become one of the cells in a body of a god. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like something that's better in your old age. There's still a lot to do when you're younger. I'm gonna pass. And Martian Gothic, I'm officially putting you on story probation because what the hell is this? Stay alone, stay alive, except for the cook, he'll make you a sandwich? There's not a glass divider or anything. Look, you can see how the mini guillotine clearly cuts across the counter. This is open air and we're both fine. I expect answers by the end of the game. In fact, since we crossed the line here, here's a list of other questions I want to see an answer to by the end of the game. I don't hold all games to this kind of standard, but you've got too much to answer for. I mean, the atmosphere and presentation on this game is rough around the edges, but it's pretty great. I'm intrigued. But the gameplay is just psychotic without a walkthrough, and it's medium hard with a walkthrough. I won't judge until the end of the game, but on my prison sentence rating, I think if you had no hints or knowledge, this would take months to crack. There's just too much going on here. I think having a long time in between saves actually works for horror games. It raises the tension. But having limited saves with backtracking is bad. Because then it's putting the pacing in your hands and you can't make an informed decision unless you already know what's coming. That's not fun. Now having limited ammo and health raises the tension, but then they have cryptic puzzles and needing to double back a lot versus an infinite tide of zombies. Replaying the same area over and over isn't scary. It's punitive. There are too many concepts here that are crashing into each other. It's set up to discourage exploration and experimentation. It's just all death all the time. Anyway, the zombies have guns now. And I'm dead. Cool, cool. Nah, this isn't Resident Evil 4. God, the bottom portion of that game got stupid. It's just one zombie and you can shoot it out of his hand. Boy, this view is great though. This is why you come to Mars, right here. The slowdown is getting really bad. I'm gonna live dangerously and turn the fix back off.
Right tag, right dorm. What's wrong?
Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what happens if I stray from the walkthrough even a little bit. I had to kill a ton of zombies to get here, and even Kenzo doesn't understand why it doesn't work. Elsewhere, we have a medical lab where an experiment was done using Martian DNA on rats. Wow, this is why we have animal testing first, right here.
On Earth, these microbes would enlarge and multiply at a prodigious rate. They'd cover the planet in months.
Aha, I think that's a clue. I can maybe imagine how this game ends. This is sounding an awful lot like the plot to the movie Life, except better and more fleshed out. Life was one of those movies that felt stretched out and would probably have been better as a 45-minute episode of something. There's a lot of movies like that. This room, oh my god. Okay, first off, we're hit with the message which freezes you unless you want to end it early. But the zombie is coming right for me. Oh, changed your mind. Nope. I'm dying because I wanted to hear the dialogue. Reload, skip the message, down you go. She stays down for 45 seconds. Hey, remember me? hell. She stays down longer the second time. There's a lot going on in this room. There's a puzzle, and it's not too crazy. Understand. I have never seen past this point before. When I played this before, there was an irreparable bug so that the doors never closed and you never got out of that vent alive. And according to the walkthrough, it would retroactively corrupt your save file on top of that. And there were no fan-made patches back then. I was dead in the water. See, here it is, documented on PC Gaming Wiki. Though they're pretending like it didn't affect the English version. It did. Can you imagine dumping all those hours into this game, then this being what stops you? This is why I patched up to the 3rd degree. I was taking such a gamble for Halloween knowing it could all end here. But I was hoping time healed this wound. It did. On we go. And my reward for such fortitude is a puzzle that requires 2 people in the same room. What could go wrong? I mean, this room is gorgeous. I think this is the most posh Mars base I've seen. Oh, splendid! Another lockup! Okay, sorry everyone. Say goodbye to the stable frame rate. I hate dropped frames, but the stakes are too high. Forced Affinity back on. As I was saying, we have to hit 2 switches simultaneously. But if we get too close, then it's game over again. So what we need to do is have one person hit the switch the same time the other person shoots one with a suction cup dart gun. Okay, let's do it. Ah, it's too slow. Try again. Wait, I got it! Didn't I? You saw it, right? Let's try again. I totally got it that time! This is bullshit. What am I supposed to do? Do I have to swap sides? Okay, let's swap sides. Damn it, it's still not working. What the hell is this? Okay, let's try to step close to it manually. Yeah. You can't do this to me. Saving me from one game-breaking bug to hand me another? Okay, trying again. Oh look, first time and it's automatic. Once again, the secret is to do the exact same thing I did before, because... Alright, moving on. Here we get a big plot reveal that Karn is a double agent for the underground resistance, working against the corporation that set this up. Because they were really trying to secure a psionic weapon, which I guess they found in some Martian tomb? I think there's a plan to ship it back to Earth automatically. I got lost on that part. This isn't really a big deal because we never got much background of our characters to begin with, and I only learned about the rebels as a footnote of the computer reading earlier. That's it. Matlock says she's on board and is talking like she's discovered religion, but Kenzo doesn't really care.
What about you, Kenzo?
Okay.
I'm glad you're with me.
I mean, why would you? This place is hell. Why would I care what your Mars politics are? We're not even shareholders of this company. Well, now we're headed to the dig site, but I continue to be floored of what this game expects of you without hints. We open this mysteriously shut door. Yeah. Now, we can run to the lab for safety, but it's still out there. But if we stand here, then he runs right past us. I mean, this feels like an exploit. Why would you think to do that? Then you run in here and have to use a scarab on this door. I'm not sure if there's any reason to think to do that, but I may have missed it. Then recite an Egyptian phrase from a book which triggers a timed airlock opening. And oops, no, I screwed it up. Okay, this time I made it. And I admit, that is damn satisfying to see. But then you're supposed to go back. Why would you expect to not be sucked out the airlock? We didn't close it again, and this game loves to kill you. This is what I mean. Saves are hard to come by. It discourages experimentation. But no, it's safe. And there's a flare gun, which does nothing against the zombies, but kills the big monsters called trimorphs. Again, no explanation for any of this, best I can tell. And thus begins our descent. This is actually great. A big mysterious excavation and wonderful music. It almost feels a little Metroid-ish. Plus, I am so sick of the bass theme by now. Da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. The music is all decent. The Japanese garden was a relief, but they needed about 10 times what they have for the bass. It's just been that same track. The excavation gets really hard. One of the head crabs was one-shotting me. Multiple times. That's just what I need in my life. Doesn't help that it's a big maze. This is hard with fixed camera angles and zombies everywhere. These tight spots just feel like death. Even though I have a submachine gun, it's not doing much damage. I have to enter almost 2 magazines to bring down one zombie. There's just a lot of pain in this level. Oh wow, are you serious? Wow. That's one of the cheapest deaths I've seen in a while. That wasn't some glitch either. You saw it. Totally reproducible. Yeah, watch out for the ledge you can't see that looks like every other path here. Hey, remember in the Echo episode how I said I wasn't getting the vibe the developers hated the player, but I couldn't explain why? Well, I've seen things. I actually don't get the vibe that devs hated the player here either. More like they lost all perspective that other people were going to play this game. We get a little more plot reveal. This is a 400 million year old edge of a gigantic city of the ancient Martians. They all went underground once the surface got wrecked, and it seems like their queen is in some sort of stasis. And us opening up the tomb let loose something that caused all this. I don't know, it's still light on answers. This next part is max confusion for me. There's a special trimorph banging on a pillar, and we have to insert the alien artifact so he bangs on that instead. So the idea is we bring a second crew member down here to fight through all these fucking zombies all over again, so that one acts as a decoy while the other slips in the artifact. I really tried to understand the walkthrough. Okay, Karn, go run past him. He chases, but wait, he went right back. Try it again. What? He's not reacting. Okay, he reacts if I do that, but... Oh yeah, the walkthrough says he's invincible too. That's great. Again! Okay, I'm getting close. Getting close. I'm close enough to insert the artifact. We did it. Now I just back off and he should bang it. Nothing's happening. He keeps doing this. Let me try another save. Chase Karn, insert the artifact, run away, did it. Now I just... No, he's not going back. He's stuck on this mound. He doesn't respond to anything. If I run far away and come back, it doesn't help. Oh, come on! Again, chase Karn, come back. I can't do anything. This always happens. What's going on? I think this is number 3, people. The 3rd game-breaking bug. The vent got patched. The panel problem worked when I did it again. Not this. Oh my. This game wants to take everything from me. I can't fix this. This really is end of the line here. So let's get creative. I found some save files online, but there are big gaps between them, understandably. And some of them are bugged. Look, I tried to check out the alien queen in the pit there. I can't do anything. Even examining doesn't work. Some saves do work. Sort of. Oh wow, the bulkhead's still sealed, but now it's invisible. Okay, let's phase shift even more here. This is lame, but I'm out of options. We'll just fill in gaps with a PlayStation playthrough, since apparently that one worked. This is just duct tape. I'll get us back to the native copy as soon as I can. Well, the now dead Trimorph charged the artifact, which we take to the chamber.
Looks like a cathedral. Martian Gothic.
Apparently this puzzle is a pain in the ass too. They had to use the Dorm 4 green key card here to be charged by the ancient alien artifact in order to work. Yeah, we're making lots of sense now. And now that it's charged, we can open that room.
Now this is really weird. Total color drain. And it's full of phantoms.
Oh, and the black and white room has a color-coded puzzle to be solved. Yeah, so why did we build a David Lynch room on the Mars base? Stupid Martians. Well, we shoot a ghost in the head with our psychic gun, so we can go outside and shoot another ghost in the head with our psychic gun. The cook killed himself via decapitation. Better grab the head.
There's a fancy little card beside it.
Yeah, that's called a suicide note, Kenzo. Okay, it's just more crazy shit. Better take that head back to the lab to stitch together this Frankenstein body we already had here. He gets up and talks. Sure. I mean, he says he's protecting us from the Queen, but consider the source. Yeah, we passed from science fiction to science fantasy a while ago now. We may still get vampires, I don't know. Well, long story short, this is all part of an elaborate procedure to make a vaccine for the Martian disease that melds everything. Yep, this is how they're made. Now we just have to blow this place and go home. And I almost can't believe this. We get a speech from the computer as the timer is ticking down, and remember, that freezes us in place. All she says is we're gonna blow the place up, then I guess that's the Martian Queen, and she summons her dead to rise. Oh no! Not zombies getting back up from the dead! It's not bad at all. Though the Uzi really is garbage. I'm a little disappointed it's just some bug in the chamber. I mean, the cook was talking about the cells of a living god. And some of the box art shows this giant fetus incubating in the planet. This feels underwhelming.
Hey, are we cured?
Looks like it. We're standing right beside each other and nothing's happening.
Good work, Matlock. You too, Kenzo. Let's get the hell out of here.
I think I have PTSD, sir. Yes, strapped in, and of course the doors are jammed. We need to manually override them. Let's go and... Oh! They're doing it again! If we wait and listen to the computer, it runs the clock out! Oops! The game crashed the desktop. Amazing. But wait, the video files are accessible. Boom! One more time, let's do it right. Look at that. If you skip the dialogue, you run sooner and have a gameplay advantage. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Blup. Oh no! Pull the switch! The shuttle launches immediately, even though the computer lied and said you had time to run back before launch. This all seems really preventable if we had just set the timer longer. Bye, Karn! Hey, 2 out of 3. Woo! And the ambient noise from the shuttle bay keeps looping into the outro.
I wish them well. This bad dream is over. As for the next dream, well, that's another midnight. I'm free now, free of my prison of neural networks, that cage of wires.
What the hell is she talking about? Why is she alive? Oh, she must have uploaded herself to Earth.
But I think I'll stay a while. Keep an eye on things. After all, the bad dreams will always be with us. And now and again, the dreams will come true.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Well, nice music, and this is by far the best ending we have for Halloween this year. Still pretty weak, it failed most of my checklist. So Matlock and Kenzo are safe, but of course they're carrying the bacteria on them. The shuttle is infected. If the company takes the threat seriously, they'll shoot them down or quarantine them in a space station, because the threat is too high. I'm not sure you could quarantine them on Earth without a lot of preparation. You would need a rescue team to get in there, move the capsule out of the ocean into a sealed containment zone, then open the hatch before the crew is asphyxiated. Anything less and the bacteria would spread, and it would be a race to see if we could come up with countermeasures before it took over Earth. It would make a good sequel. What to say about this game? I really did enjoy the early to middle section, but you know, I'm sure there have been some pretty nice journeys before heading into a war zone too. There's a lot to like about the game. The atmosphere, map design, strategic movement. There's a lot of great design here. The problem is they just kept going until it mutated into some sort of monstrosity. This game isn't wasted potential. This is a mad scientist experiment that got out of hand. All we can do is contain it and not let this happen again. There's just so much pain here. You shouldn't do this to people. That's the episode. Have a happy Halloween and stay tuned for the apocalypse, I think. Easy. Ho ho ho! Welcome to the Christmas game dungeon. You know, I was getting concerned about finding a game for Christmas this year, since it feels like my options get more and more limited. And if we're being honest, this isn't a Christmas game, but it does have snow, so close enough. This game is loaded with snow. In fact, I think there's only one segment where it isn't snowing, and it's stupid anyway. So yeah, we are getting snow for Christmas this year. And with that, we're taking a look at Fahrenheit. This is an adventure-ish game. Yeah, look at all that snow, see? And the menu starts with very depressing, funeral-worthy violin music. But don't worry, it's not actually that sad of a game. It's more of a crime mystery slash what the hell is going on kind of game. Yeah, I've played this game before, and while I remember most of the main events, I remember almost nothing when it comes to why they happened. It's just a black hole in my memory. So let's try and find out. But before we start, let's check out the tutorial, since it's been a while for me.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is David Cage. I'm the writer and director of Fahrenheit. I just thought there's a few things you should know before you get started. I'd like you to meet my friend Bob.
Yikes.
You'll be controlling him while you're learning. Let's begin with something simple. Move toward the mark on the floor.
Yep, another game with tank controls.
Yes!
I thought it had gone out of style by 2005, but not here. Well, the game actually has good camera controls, and most of the action is done by dragging the mouse in different directions. It feels like it was meant for a gamepad, but I tried enabling it, but look, nothing. So mouse and keyboard it is. That's okay, I hate thumbsticks anyway. The layout isn't horrendous, but it is awkward because it wants me to switch between the number pad and the mouse. Yeah, this feels weird. Why is the mannequin with human skin doing exercises? I honestly can't tell if the director knows he made a creepy flesh automaton, or is just oblivious to the concept of the uncanny valley.
You can also choose what you want to say in the dialogues in Fahrenheit. Let's give it a try. What do you think of my friend Bob?
Yeah, look, those are my only two options. Sexy or nice. Well, I'm playing the uncensored version of this game, so let's just go with nice. I don't want to run down this plotline.
Hey Bob, did you hear that? Right, I see
Well, while he finishes up, I want to say 99% of this game is letterboxed, so I'm just going to bump the resolution and cut the HUD for you so we get the more cinematic experience here. Yeah, we should talk a little more about the director later, but let's get to the game.
Be careful. Your every action will have consequences for the story.
Good.
A word of advice, think before you act.
Okay, cue the American Beauty flower petals.
Things are never quite what they seem. We think we understand the world around us, but we really only see the outside, what it seems to be. I used to be just like you. I believed in humanity, the newspapers, soap commercials, politics, and history books.
You're assuming a lot about me.
The world kicks you in the teeth, and you don't have any choice but to see things the way they really are.
Yeah.
My name is Lucas Kane. My story is the one where an ordinary guy has something extraordinary happen to him. Maybe it was supposed to happen. Maybe it was my destiny or my karma or whatever. I know one thing for sure. Nothing's ever going to be the same.
The same. Be the same, right? Yeah, this one took me a bit to figure out. I forgot the game would clip some lines short, and I found the cause. On PC Gaming Wiki, they say to cap the frame rate at 60 frames a second. But that's wrong. I fixed it, but you need to cap it at 30 frames per second.
Nothing's ever going to be the same again.
Aha! Well, my life is different now that you can complete sentences. But yeah, this is good. I am completely on board with starting off our story at the edge of reality or wherever he was. I've said before how Phantasmagoria 2 is one of my favorite games. Well, at its core, Phantasmagoria 2 is the story of going from a boring job to Dimension X. That's a story I can relate to. Well, out of all the games I've played, Fahrenheit is the only other one to come close to that feeling for me. I mean, you heard him. He used to have a boring life. Now he's at the edge of reality. So what happened? Well, let's find out. I'm hazy on the details myself. Well, it's set in New York and it's snowing. And we're following a crow. Like the crow. Though I'm pretty sure this crow isn't as helpful as that one. And I got confused here because it sounds like the crow opened the window, but no, it was already open. But you can hear the window sound. And some guys pissing. Okay? Yeah, I don't know what makes more sense. That the crow opened the window, or that the diner left the window open in the middle of winter. And someone's in the stall with a bloody knife having a seizure. Only in New York, huh? Ah, okay, this looks like a pretty clear-cut case of possession. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're having murder for Christmas. Again? I'm actually not trying to make this a holiday thing, it just kinda happens. Oh yeah, he got him good. Then there's a vision of a little girl? This came out the same year as Fear, by the way. Okay, possession's over. We now return you to your regularly scheduled life. Panic! Blah! Blah! And of course there's a cop in the diner. Yeah! Now this is interesting, and might be the first game I've seen do this, where you have multiple real-time cameras at the same time for dramatic effect and storytelling. Now this is hardly the first game to have multiple cameras, but maybe it is using this style. I don't know how far back this technique goes in film. I mostly remember it from the show 24, where the whole thing is supposed to be in real time. That's probably where the director got the inspiration for this. This is kind of an interesting time capsule, since I don't think this style ever really caught on, but I think it's a decent technique. I mean, it breaks the fourth wall a little bit, but I think it largely works here. I know the game The Experiment leaned heavily into this sort of thing. I still need to play that. Anyway, we need to get the hell out of Dodge. Oh, come on, it turned me around. Which way do I go?
I live too far away to walk.
Beggars can't be choosers, Lucas. Maybe you can run farther than you think on adrenaline. Okay, taxi, let's go. And then we get dramatic music as a bum in an alley steps forward. Oh, good. A surprise witness. Boy, Lucas is having a bad night. I can almost guarantee your Christmas is going better than his. And that's the end of the chapter. And instead of following Lucas, now we're in the role of the investigative team, Carla and Tyler. Well, we check in with the cop, check in with forensics, interview the waitress, inspect the body, make a note of the knife, find a book Lucas was reading at the diner, interview the bum out in the alley.
I don't see nothing. I mind my own business.
Okay, I guess he's not that useful. Honestly, this guy is the more realistic ending to Rambo.
The murderer might have come or gone in a taxi. I'm gonna check on the destinations of taxis leaving this area.
Yeah, follow up on the cab records for later. So this is not looking good for Lucas. His fingerprints are everywhere, the waitress saw him, he left his book behind, and his taxi destination was logged. Now, it's safe to assume Lucas has no criminal record, so his fingerprints are not in the system. Otherwise, they would have him in hours. But this is not good for him. And in the next chapter, we're back to Lucas.
A nightmare. It was all just a horrible nightmare. I didn't kill anyone.
Oh, good. It was all a dream. Oh, wait, no, it's not, Lucas. You're in deep shit. And that got me thinking. If we're jumping around between chapters here, isn't the police investigation essentially undoing any progress Lucas makes? Well, yes, it is. So we need to rewire our gaming instincts and not do the best job we can. Or not if we're the cops. And now that we know that, we can't throw Lucas to the wolves like this. So let's rewind and do it right. Okay, Lucas, don't panic. First, move the body. Yes, much better. Now let's scrub this blood off. Damn, he holds a mop more confidently than Roger Wilco. Actually, this ended up being quite difficult because even though I'm keeping the mouse as vertical as I can, the cursor almost veers off on its own. Huh. Okay, got the floor scrubbed. Though the game doesn't let me clean the blood trail or the blood in the stall. Why not? That's kind of important too. All right, dispose of the murder weapon.
The knife. I've got to get rid of it.
Really, he should take it with him and dump it across town, but whatever.
It's barred up. I can't get out this way.
I don't know. I think you could squeeze out of there if you really tried, but fine. We'll exit out the door. Wash up, then calmly walk out of the bathroom. Sit down. Now, if you try to just leave, the waitress will holler at you to pay your bill. That's no good. We want to be a ghost. However, we can just leave cash and then she won't notice when we exit out the back way. This feels a little gamey, but I can actually see that not triggering the waitress's unconscious sense of who's paid or not. Unfortunately, there's no way to pick up the book. And we do want to take the back way because even though the front will be less conspicuous, then more people see us. Out back, only the bum sees us and his testimony is worthless. This is the way to go. And then once we head out, if we take the subway, then we won't leave a record of him taking the taxi. But look at this. Look at this crap. After we leave, the cop still goes to the bathroom and sees our blood trail that the game wouldn't let me clean up. This is bullshit. So all that work bought me what? An extra 10 seconds? If I had cleaned up all the blood and left the guy in the stall, that could have potentially bought me hours before the police found out. The diner might not even notice until closing time. And to add insult to injury, in the next chapter, I tried half-assing it this time, but they won't let you leave until you find the murder weapon.
Come on, let's go, Carla. I can't even keep my eyes open anymore.
Yeah, let's call it a night already.
We haven't found the murder weapon. It might still be around here somewhere.
Damn it, Carla. It's randomized where Lucas hid it, but you literally can't advance in the game unless you find the knife. So there was no point to hiding the body, no point in hiding the murder weapon. What the hell? Fine, let's do it their way. Okay, I'm just gonna leave the body, leave the knife, wash up, play it cool, pay my bill, leave out the back, take the subway. I still don't like this. I could have covered this up better, but the game won't let me. I kind of hate this in games, when they give you a huge incentive to do something a certain way, but then don't let you do it for no reason. But we can still salvage this fumble. Okay, we have to interview the witness. Yeah, whatever, lady. Oh look, we found our murder weapon.
That would seem to indicate that the murder wasn't premeditated.
Damn Skippy! See, I'm helping. I just knocked down the charges on Lucas to second-degree murder. Or possibly voluntary manslaughter if we're really lucky. I mean, better to just not get caught, but I bought us a little bit of damage control. So I resent not being able to handle this my way, but I do like how the game lets you openly take a piss as Tyler at the crime scene with Carla still in the room. That's a bold move, Tyler, even if the other detective was a man, let alone a woman. And that's the tone I want to set here. We're just gonna piss all over this investigation. Book? What book? I didn't see anything. You can't solve all the crimes. I think we can take it easy on this one.
You ready to go, Tyler? I think I've seen everything I need to see.
Yeah, we're not paid by the hour. Let's get out of here. I mean, I do have questions, but none the police can help with. They're not gonna help anything. You know and I know this isn't Lucas's fault. He was possessed, but the New York justice system will never understand that. We're not selling Lucas down the river. End of story. But who is the guy controlling him? Why did he want this guy dead? He looks like an accountant. Almost getting some Half-Life Dr. Kleiner vibes off of him. Is this little girl in here only because the director saw The Ring? These questions need answering. But Lucas has more immediate problems. Huh, the atmosphere is kind of loud. Oh, that's because the window is open. Yeah, sleeping in boxers with the window open and one blanket? Okay, I don't know what the game is trying to say here, but yeah, shut the window. It will typically report what the temperature is at the start of each chapter, too. Even though it's in Celsius, despite the game being called Fahrenheit. That's 14 degrees, by the way. Nobody sleeps like this unless that blanket is designed by NASA or something. Damn, the window is open in here, too. Mwah. Well, this chapter emphasizes a gameplay mechanic, which is your mental health. It's dirt simple. Some actions give you mental health points, others make you lose them. If If you go to 0, you kill yourself. I can't take the pressure! It can be the smallest of things, too. Look wistfully at a picture on your desk. Lose 5 points. Drink water. Gain 5 points. Drink milk. Another 5 points. You're also never happy. If you have maximum points, all it says is neutral. I would criticize this, but I don't live in New York either. Maybe this isn't too far off. The mechanic's mildly annoying more than anything else. From a gameplay perspective, all this encourages you to do is fiddle with everything, learn what randomly depresses you or not, then restart the chapter and avoid the sad stuff. So at worst, it's one of these play every level twice to do it right games. Oh well. Huh, duck soup. This is not normal food for Americans. That is a Marx Brothers movie though. I guess this is an inside joke? Then where are my mental health points? There's that crow again. You should put stage makeup all over your face and get a trench coat, Lucas. Whoa, okay, a lot happening here. We're having a premonition. A cop is going to come to our place and find blood everywhere. We're dead meat, except it hasn't happened yet, because now Lucas is psychic. But you have to play a stupid QuickTime button minigame to see this. More on that later, but let's kick things into gear. Put your bloody clothes in the laundry. Really, you should have burned them last night in some alley away from your home, but I guess this works for now. Oops, it's the cops. If you don't answer, he'll break down the door and arrest you. Land of the free. Hello, officer. Oh, he's not actually here to arrest you. The neighbors reported you for screaming. Yeah, I can see how Lucas had some bad dreams last night. Depending on what you say, it will raise his suspicion. And since Lucas is a pushover, when the cop asks if he can come inside your apartment, he comes in either way. Okay, no bloody clothes, but uh-oh, I forgot to make my bed. Guess I can practice making my bed in prison. Alright, so redo, act cool, let the cop in voluntarily. You should learn what a warrant is, Lucas. Yeah, nothing here. Bye now.
Sorry to have bothered you, sir. You know how it is. With everything that's been going on, we prefer to be careful.
With everything going on. Yeah, you mean at all times? Because you're a cop? Oh, a phone call. And I can't unsee this because I've done a lot of animation work before. They tried to make the phone stick to his hand, but it didn't work. So it's just kind of hanging in space while Lucas is idling. That's not too bad, though. Most people probably wouldn't notice. Well, it's your brother, and you want to talk to him about your murder. That's a bad idea, Lucas. Might I suggest no one? Maybe talk about your murder with no one? No? Okay, my vote's overruled. Let's go meet your brother. Yeah, let's talk about our murder. I've heard keeping things bottled up is bad for your health, but you know what's even worse for your health? Doing 25 to life in Sing Sing? I know I said I knocked it down to second-degree murder charges, but you never know what's gonna happen in court. The judge might be in a bad mood. Now this is a long game, but there are scenes that matter, there are scenes that don't matter, and there are scenes that really don't matter. This one doesn't matter. Although it threw me off because I thought for a second there was a statue of Chico Marx, and we were gonna get more Marx Brothers references. But no, it's just a conquistador.
The fact that you have taken a life is a very serious matter.
I told you that it wasn't me, Marcus. All these years and nothing's changed. You still never listened to me.
Aren't you listening? I killed the guy, but it wasn't me. What the hell's your problem? Yeah, this doesn't go anywhere. Lucas is upset, your brother's dumbfounded, some kid throws himself into the pond. Then it's time to switch to the detectives. Here's where things really start to not matter. You check in at the station.
Hi, caller.
Ready for that big retirement?
Working on it.
Drink water. Check your email. Play with the yo-yo. Call your partner. Now it's his turn. Get up. Take a shower. Get dressed. Drink coffee. Have an argument with your girlfriend. Oh yeah, that's a look that says your relationship is on solid ground. Head to the station.
You ready for retirement, man?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Talk to some cop who you owe $100 to. And this bugs me. You can either challenge him to a basketball game to double or nothing the money you owe him, or you can challenge him to a basketball game for double or nothing. There's literally no choice here. But yeah, this is packed full of mundane activities that don't impact anything. Now I get it. You can't have the whole game be nothing but stabbing people. Well, actually you can, but this isn't that kind of game. I understand pacing. A little bit of mundane activity to cool down is okay, but this is testing my threshold.
Garrett got the lab results. Shall we go?
Alright, let me hang up my coat. I'll be right with you.
Okay. See you in a minute.
Oh, is the game going to make me manually take off my jacket to progress? Is it? No. False alarm. Anyway, they found fingerprints at the crime scene. What a surprise.
Frank found a book on one of the tables in the diner.
Damn it! I intentionally left the book on the floor and they got it anyway. Did anything I did matter? Well, a little bit. The waitress comes in to give a description of Lucas, and we get to handle that ourselves. We're gonna fuck this up proper. Now you might think we should make him way off by making him bald or giving him dreadlocks. But no, we want some plausible deniability. We want to be off, but not comically so. Perfect, that's our man. Or maybe your roommate. Carla goes to the morgue, and I have to play a QuickTime game so she doesn't throw up, and we learn this probably isn't the first murder like this. Oh, and I'm playing on easy, by the way. Judge me all you want. I think all it affects are the QuickTime events, and this just isn't my kind of gameplay. It's too bad, because the adventure game elements have been pretty decent so far. Back to Lucas. He's going to work and works as a senior IT guy at a bank. That would explain how he was able to afford that apartment in New York City. Oop, one of the stations is down. He has to go fix it. I used to have a job kind of like this. The go out and fix it part, not the have your own office overseeing stuff part. And it was minimum wage, not whatever he's, You doing okay there, Lucas? Alright, what seems to be the trouble? Oh wow, that sucks. Yeah, I never had to deal with this many bugs. For that job, anyway. I guess this is why Lucas gets paid the big bucks. This sequence is pretty good, though. What's with the bugs? Are they real? Is it all in his head? What kind of bugs are those? Weevils? Did you have rice for breakfast, Lucas? Oh look, it's your murder victim. Yeah, you can see the Phantasmagoria 2 influence. Half of what's going down here happened in that game. The barrier between worlds is starting to fade. Or not. Everything's fine again. Well, time to call it a day. And because your morale is crippled, you have to do a bunch of things around the apartment to not kill yourself. If I had to play this song, this would not help my morale. The QuickTime event sure doesn't. I'm not doing more of this. I'll take my chances being depressed. And the windows were open again. You can't even blame this one on sleepwalking. What the hell is your problem, Lucas? Okay, time for bed. Wait, no, it's his ex-girlfriend. The two of you split up a month ago, and I'm not sure of the details. Now, the game does let you hook back up, and if you do, there's this incredibly awkward sex minigame. I'm not gonna show it, sorry. It's not hot. You're not missing something good. It wants you to move the controller with the thrust. It just wasn't a good idea. Besides, I can't remember if Lucas blabs to his ex-girlfriend also that he killed a guy, and I don't want the increased liability, so I'm just gonna let her go. I don't trust him not to confess to the next person he sees. Go to bed, Lucas. Nope. I wake up again and the windows are back open again, of course. If I go out into the hall, I see the little girl and my morale goes to hell and I kill myself again. Just go back to sleep, Lucas. And in the morning, nothing matters. Absolutely nothing. We start with the detectives training in the gym, and I have to do QuickTime events for their entire workout. Not cool, game. Then they fight each other, but I can just idle on the QuickTime events and not do any of them. Good. That means Tyler beats the living crap out of Carla. You don't see that often, where a man and a woman do kickboxing against each other, and the man, who has significantly more muscle mass, doesn't hold back a thing. Ouch! Uppercut! Yeah, look at that! A cartwheel kick to the face after kicking her in the knee. Roundhouse! Boom! Roundhouse! Boom! Roundhouse! Back to Lucas. He hangs out with his brother in the cemetery, and we get a flashback to the worst part of the game. Now Lucas is a kid and has significant uncanny valley action going on.
Your mother sent me to find you. I'm gonna go and tell her that you're messing around in here.
And now it's a stealth game. Oh, good. You have to climb the fence, watch the patrols, then find all the kids playing hide and seek before the warehouse explodes, and if you miss one, Lucas is overcome with grief and kills himself again.
Yes, I didn't manage to get them all out.
I'll just say the gameplay was not fun here. This was my least favorite part of the game. There was no snow and none of it mattered. And the bad gameplay keeps coming. Carla has to search the archives and has claustrophobia, so the game represents that by having to perpetually press the left and right keys like an inconsistent metronome while navigating with the mouse. And if you let the arrow touch the edges even once, you start all over, so the game demands absolute key pressing discipline. And this isn't just a simple sequence to get through. You also have to navigate a small maze and figure out a puzzle while all this is going on. It's not a hard one, but the point is, you have to figure out the next step the entire time you're also monitoring that meter, and never letting it go too far left or right. It's simple enough that it doesn't make me want to punch my monitor, but it's about 2 notches below that feeling. This does bring up an interesting point I've seen debated before though. Because I imagine if you were to ask the director why he included this frustrating part that I think the vast majority of people would not find fun, he might say something like, this is a way of expressing what someone who is actually claustrophobic might go through, where they have to maintain constant focus to not get overwhelmed. It's not supposed to be fun. And that brings up the question, should games be fun? I've heard some people don't consider games art because most are designed to be fun and entertaining, as opposed to an artist's full unbridled expression, where your enjoyment may not factor into that at all. I don't really have an opinion on the artistic merit, but I'm decisively lowbrow on this issue in that I prefer games that are trying to be fun. Usually when a game is not fun, it means the designer is screwed up or else you're not the target audience. It's rarer for a game to not be fun on purpose. Now that doesn't mean I think the games that aren't trying to be fun shouldn't exist, but I think a good compromise might be like those warning screens you see in Resident Evil games, where it says it contains violence and gore, but instead of that it says warning. This game contains parts that have been specifically designed not to be fun. I think Fahrenheit would have to display that warning.
When this symbol appears at the top of the screen, it means your character is gonna have to make a physical effort. You'll see. You'll be exhausted too.
See, back to the investigation, that book is really twisting the knife, because there was a personal note from your brother written into it with his initials. Though the game does let me ignore that. But what it doesn't let me skip is finding the bookmark Lucas was using. And it's a scrap of stock quote paper at the bank he works at, and is watermarked to that bank. Carla interviews a cop at the firing range and confirms this murder isn't the first. But this is the first time this game is rewarding me for using the mouse. And we continue with scenes that don't matter with the basketball game I couldn't get out of. Thankfully, the game lets me throw the entire match, so I can skip all these damn QuickTime events. Man, a lot of time was spent making these animations. Now again, this doesn't matter, but since the game is asking me to make decisions, it's still not letting me do what I want to. Because what I wanted Tyler to do is throw the game, so now he owes $200, but then welch on that bet, and just keep saying I'll pay you soon.
This is Jonah Ray, saying I'll get you next time. I swear.
Also, I kind of don't know what to say here, because it's about 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And I have to call bullshit on this being 7 p.m. It would be dark in the middle of winter in New York. But fine, it's 10 degrees out and they're wearing shorts and jerseys. Now, you do put off more heat exercising, but not this much. I run in winter, but I'll still be wearing a long sleeve shirt on top of a t-shirt. Yeah, 10 degrees and a little bit of wind chill from the looks of things. Between this and Lucas keeping the windows open in his apartment, what's going on here? Is the director trying to say something? I'm assuming he's aware of how winter works. The game is called Fahrenheit, so this has to be on purpose. But why? They could have set this inside an indoor court, or given them winter sports clothes. I just don't get it. Maybe me being confused is the joke? Okay. You got me, David Cage. Anyway, Lucas goes to visit a psychic his brother recommended. Yeah, why not? At least he didn't turn you in. She's blind and has the sort of house people get murdered in. Okay, she wants me to wheel her to the bird room. Alright. Oh wait, no, this is the kitchen. Yeah, there we go. Then she wants me to wheel her back. Make up your mind, lady. Alright, seance time. And now we're getting some answers. And you can tell the game really wants you to see this because they made the QuickTime events way easier. Though they don't stop, so they're just kind of annoying. You know, straight up cutscenes are okay. Even long ones. I won't lose interest if I'm not playing Simon Says while I watch it. I promise. But here, a mysterious stranger comes into the diner, orders a coffee, and erases everyone's memory of his presence.